Good morning. It's November 6th, and this is To My Liberal Friends. You know, it was only a couple of years ago when Joe Biden engaged in a presidential debate with Donald Trump. The issue of Hunter Biden came up, and Joe Biden got angry. When asked about his son making money in China, Biden said this, quote, "Nothing was unethical. My son has not made money in terms of this thing about what you're talking about, China. The only guy who made money in China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China," end quote. Well, that was 2020, and here we are in late 2023, and Joe Biden's comments have turned out to be flat-out lies. Hunter Biden himself has rebutted his father's statement. Under oath in a court proceeding earlier this year, Hunter Biden acknowledged that he, in fact, has been paid substantial sums in China. But Joe Biden has denied it in the campaign, and with the help of the media, he was able to make millions of Americans believe him. Then we have all heard Joe Biden change his position. In prior statements, he said that he never discussed his son's business dealings with him. At the time, it seemed almost laughable statement. He and Hunter flew together to both China and Europe on Air Force Two. Were we to believe that they never once discussed what Hunter was doing on those trips? Hunter Biden has admitted that he used the trips to connect with a Chinese business partner, even introducing his partner to his father. And this occurred while Joe Biden was the vice president. That was another lie because when Devin Archer, business associate of Hunter Biden, testified before a congressional panel that Hunter Biden put his father on a speakerphone with business associates at least 20 times over the course of the past decade. Now, once again, we now know that Joe's statement about never discussing business with his son was another flat-out lie. The White House tries to tamp this down by saying nothing of substance was discussed on those calls. And I would like anyone to tell me that this is believable and do it with a straight face. Your father's one of the most powerful politicians in the world, and you put him on the phone with business associates, and nothing of substance is discussed. The mere fact that he's on the phone suggests that he's involved in his son's business. The fact that he's on the call heavily suggests that he can put his thumb on the scales to assist his son by simply influencing a decision. Then we have the situation in Ukraine and the Burisma board of directors. Hunter Biden is suddenly given a position on the board. He does not speak the language, and he has no experience in energy issues, and is paid in the neighborhood of $42,000 to $50,000 per month. In a court response, Hunter Biden said he earned $70,000 from Romanian business interests. Again, why would they be paying Hunter Biden unless his father was willing to tip the scales? Despite the media defending Biden over and over, they finally had to admit that Hunter Biden was making millions of dollars and doing so simply by being Joe Biden's son. In a surprising development, the Washington Post, the most adamant defender of Joe Biden during the campaign, finally had to award Joe Biden 4 Pinocchios for his statements because the documents are out there and Hunter himself had made the admissions in court. The question is now before the public, you. How can you believe Joe Biden when he says anything? Not only is he a repeated gaffe machine, but it is proven that he lied about everything concerning his son's business. The White House has no answers to why Hunter Biden set up at least 20 LLCs and had money directed to them by foreign business interests. They have no answer why those same LLCs then transferred money to multiple Biden family members, including grandkids. Why would Hunter Biden be doing this if we're not at the direction of his father? We know that Hunter Biden was strapped for cash himself on multiple occasions, but suddenly he's a philanthropist and helping out everyone in the family. But the Biden-influenced peddling game was not limited to Hunter Biden. We should take a quick look at his brother, James Biden. Back in 2010, while Joe was the vice president, James Biden went to work for a construction company that suddenly gets awarded a $1.5 billion contract to build affordable housing in Iraq. James Biden had been involved in several other questionable deals that all seemed linked to his relationship with his older brother. During 5 decades of political office and public, Joe Biden built his political brand on his working class roots. Over that time, members of his family capitalized on his political success by invoking the Biden name to bolster their business pursuits in deals worth millions of dollars. Family members would take phone calls from Joe Biden during their business meetings and occasionally include him in the conversations. A practice was interpreted by some who witnessed it as an attempt to show off the connection to power. According to former business associates. The conversations that involved Joe Biden were largely limited to pleasantries, according to those who heard them. White House officials have said that Joe Biden regularly calls members of his family to check in. Well, Joe Biden and his defenders can keep saying that Joe was not involved, but even the most ardent supporter, put under oath, would have to admit that that's not really believable. I don't believe it, and I don't think you should either. It's been To My Liberal Friends. Thanks for listening. Tomorrow I want to go back to talk about what the political impact of what's going on with the anti-Semitism campaign and how it's forcing Joe Biden to change his positions.